Boys, welcome back to the channel. Guys, in this video we're going to be talking about how your perception literally dictates your reality. Okay, in the past 2 days, bro, I've talked to like five different people, and I've realized they all have a huge problem, and it's literally in the fact of like they don't think there's a lot of money out there, and that's why their business is like struggling so heavily right now. Like they're struggling to make like $1,000 a month off of it alone. Okay, so that's exactly what we're going to get into. Boys, if you didn't already know, my name is Brandon. I help young men make their first 10K online through personal branding. If you want to work with me one-on-one, it's the first link in the description. If you want to join the free brotherhood, going live this Sunday, second link in the description. So boys, the first thing in understanding how your perception dictates your reality is literally like, bro, how you see the world is how you're going to attract the world, essentially, right? I'm going to name off a bunch of examples in this video to really help you see the other side. And the first one I want to get into is literally the example of the past 2 days, how I've talked to five people and I've realized they have the same problem. And like I said, the problem is they don't think there's a lot of money out there. Like they think everybody's broke. And even though the people they're talking to technically have like a lot of money, which is insane to me, but so they don't think there's a lot of money out there. And then me, on the other hand, I think there's so much money out there because I've been exposed to it all, right? Like I spend so much money. I've spent so much money in my current business, in past businesses, bro. When I day traded, like I've seen $30,000 swing in a day. And so I understand how many millions and millions and billions and trillions of dollars there are out there. And in that simple fact, I'm able to attract all of that money to me. Like my clients, I think they all have money. And how is it that I'm able to charge essentially like 10 times the amount they are, and my business is running great and theirs isn't, right? And so they're literally attracting the kind of person they are into their business. In short, I think, so the one gentleman, he's charging around like $150 a month essentially for his service. And I asked him, I was like, how much do you think you're worth, bro? Like, do you think you could change somebody's life in like a certain amount of time with whatever he was providing, right? And he's like, yeah, I think I'm worth more. It's like, so why aren't you charging more? He's like, dude, nobody can pay for it. And I'm like, what do you mean nobody can pay for it? How am I able to charge 10 times the amount essentially, right? And my business is running great and everybody's paying for it. And there's obviously a couple things that go into that, but the majority of the problem is him. My bad, there's a bunch of mosquitoes everywhere, but he literally just doesn't think that people have money and people can afford his service. He thinks that everybody he talks to is broke essentially, right? And there's a scarcity mindset there, a scarcity in the amount of money that's out there. Okay, now the two biggest problems with this is, number one, because he doesn't think there's a lot of money out there, he doesn't think he's able to charge enough for his services, right? And then the second problem is he thinks it's a business problem, meaning he thinks it's a problem with like essentially certain things in his business, when in reality it's just a personal problem leaking into his business, right? And this is the one specific individual. The other two or three also were literally the same exact way, and then the fourth, fifth were a little different, but I can get into that. Now, the other example I want to give to you is, in my journey, guys, there's been a couple of times where I've associated, for example, making money to being very hard. And in those times where I've associated, like made that correlation to making money to be very hard, I also made the least amount of money ever. You guys know by now, I've had to go work at Target at like, you know, deep years into my journey. And it's because at that point in time, I really associated like money to being very hard to make. And in a way it is, but like not anymore. Like you just can't think that way, right? And so when I was thinking that way, I was literally making $800 in 2 weeks. Like that's how much my paychecks were at Target. And I was working like 35, 40 hours a week, bro. Like it was insane. And then a year prior to that, not after, prior to that, I was making, bro, great money. And I was working 30 minutes a day. I was in Europe. I was in international soccer game. I was enjoying my life, hopping city to city. And I thought making money was easy. And because I thought making money was easy and I was working so little and this and that, and I had that perception in my mind, making money was easy, so it came easy, right? And that's one of the best examples I can give you. The other best example I can give to you is, I think going to the gym is really easy. I think getting in shape is really easy. And because I think it's easy, I do the work, and also the work seems easier because I've associated it to being easy. Now, for example, if you take yourself in this case, and you think getting in shape is really hard, you think making money is really hard, you think losing weight's really hard, you think putting on muscle is really hard, it's going to be really hard. Like, you are going to go to the gym with the mindset of, damn, this is fucking hard. I go to the gym like, this is easy work. This is just another day, right? And you can see how the two perceptions from my point of view and from your point of view, essentially, are dictating our own realities, right? And so understanding this concept is huge, bro, because this will literally dictate your whole life. Like, a lot of the things that you think are hard right now, I probably think are easy. And because I think they are easy, I will also make them look easy. I will get them done easier and all of this just because I think they are easy. When technically, like, in reality, they're both they both require the same amount of work. They're not easier or harder for you or for me. Like, they're still require the same amount of work, right? And it's literally just because of that perception. And how do you switch this? Like, how do you essentially go now from, like, I like to say an abundance mindset, scarcity mindset, to an abundance mindset, right? Or, like, essentially perceiving the world from another point of view. The best way I can explain this is you just need to be exposed to more. You need to start exposing yourself to the right kind of people, hanging around the right kind of people. Like, if you hung around me, right, you would see how much money I spend, how much money I make. You would directly see firsthand how easy it is to make, how much there is, like, damn, this guy's making all this money, and then you would perceive it that way too, right? Same with the gym. If you started coming with me to the gym every day, and I was like, oh yeah, bro, this is easy. Like, it's still intense, we're still putting in hard work, but yeah, this is easy, right? Then you would also perceive it that way. So, like, the biggest thing you can do is expose yourself firsthand to these kind of things. The second thing is you need to expand your mind in the sense of, like, knowledge. And through doing that through, like, content, books, I kind of touched on this in the other video, movies, and all these sorts of things that help you understand how much is out there, and really starting to pay attention to things. And that's the third thing. The third best thing you can do to change your perception on the world is really start to pay attention to things. Pay attention to how much certain things actually cost. And then you'll start to understand, like, god damn, right? Or pay attention to how certain people work, how hard they work, and how it's become easy for them. So really just start to pinpoint your mind, essentially, and pay attention to the small details. And then kind of touching back to the first thing is your environment, right? Another great thing for me, and the way I was exposed to understanding how much money was out there, was, like, I worked in sales, bro. I've seen young dudes making like 30, 40, 50K a month firsthand. I've seen, like, that in itself will change a lot for you. Number two, I go online, all the content I see young dudes driving Lambos, this, I see how much money is out there. But the environment was huge for me. Like, putting myself in an environment around money, that's literally why, like, I'm at my parents' house right now, you guys can see by the background, but I live downtown in my city. I'm around money consistently for a specific reason. People at my complex where I live drive Lamborghinis and Porsches and AMG Mercedes, all these dope ass cars, because there's a lot of money out there. I surround myself with money, right? And so I really want to emphasize, like, the environment, and hanging around the right kind of people really helps a lot. But it's getting a little windy out here, man. This is crazy. Hopefully the mic isn't all screwed, but really understanding, guys, that how you view life is how life is going to be. You focus on the bad will grow. You focus on the good will grow. You focus on there being no money, there will be no money. You focus on there being a lot of money, there will be a lot of money. And so it's really a simple mindset shift, but it takes a while to happen. Again, for me, it was years of exposing myself to the world, recreating my mind, literally like reading all the books, spending from the moment I woke up to the moment I went to sleep on charts and playing with day trading. Like I don't know if I said this in the beginning of the video, there's been days where I've seen $30,000 swing from 0 to 15 back to like 5 back to 0 all the way back up to 30. Hopefully you guys can hear me. And so understanding that exposing yourself to money will help you. I grew up in a business with my parents where people paid for them to essentially clean their house, like we were maids. And people that can afford maids make a lot of money. And so I literally grew up in like going to rich people's houses. And that was a huge thing for me as well, like just seeing their houses, seeing the cars they drive, seeing what these people were wearing, the kind of things they had in their closets when they're cleaning their closets. Like I understood from a very young age how much fucking money is out there. To this day, my parents have a client, this guy's house wraps around a whole neighborhood. His house wraps around everybody else's house in the neighborhood. And so I understand how much money's out there, and because I understand how much money's out there, I'm able to attract all this money. How is it, again, that I'm able to charge so much more for my services? Well, number one, it's valuable, obviously, right? More valuable, because I think my service is more valuable and superior, of course. But it's because I attract who I am as a person. I attract how I perceive the world into my business. And it's really as simple as that. It all starts in the mind, right? An abundance mindset instead of looking at things so scarcely. Just because of the way we were taught, the way we grew up, right? And all these things. And so really exposing yourself and putting yourself out there will help you with this. So boys, this might be a little shorter video. I don't want this weather to fuck it up, but see, we're chilling here smoking the hookah. Listen, if you are making more money than me and you're not more in shape than me, I don't want you to fucking comment down below for me to stop smoking shisha. Okay, my testosterone is fucking high. Like, come on. Don't fucking say anything about this in the comment sections. But as always, boys, I love each and every single one of you. If you want to work with me one-on-one on making your first 10K online through monetizing your passion, bro, talking about things that you like, exactly what I do, bro. We're about to hit 10K on the channel. You can apply to do so. It's the first link in the description. Or you can join my free community going live on there this Sunday with the boys at, I think it's 9 a.m. Mountain Standard Time. It's the second link in the description. So with that being said, boys, I love each and every single one of you again, and I will see you guys in the next video.